people actually do things in that way.
You do things.
But like, you do. But like, it just like, it's, I just, that's the thing. And I respect like that. I like the, you can tell it's the time that people put in that makes it work. Like, it's, okay, I like meritocracy. I like it when you do something and it has merit and then it's valued. I like that. I like when you do something and there is not results. And there really isn't any of that in the world in so many ways. Like, I don't know, when you get that, when you get the hard work really paid off, that's, I don't know, I like that shit. And I feel like working out and losing, yeah, they're in kilograms, so then I have to sit there doing fucking math, right? And I'm 2.2 pounds is kilogram. So they're like, oh, she's, and then the English are even weird, they use stone. Oh, she's 19 stone. I'm like, what the fuck? 19 stone. Well, anyway, so I love the East End, but I've been watching, that's what I feel like they're doing things. I watch people accomplish their goals, and I was crying so much.
Are you on the period?
Nope, nope. Just, I don't know, I got a thing for, like, watching fat people get things. I love it, I love it. I'm sorry, they make fun of sizes and people that, and it's funny because when they're talking, the people that they, like, interview themselves and they do candy stuff or whatever, and they tell you, I don't know how it's happened, you know, like, every year you gain a couple pounds, and you go, oh yeah, and then suddenly you're 55 years old and you're 51% body weight. Like, how did it happen? And well, that's the thing, they show their diet and their lifestyle and like what's happening. So, and you understand, but I don't know, I just really enjoy watching people change their lives in like a meaningful way. That it's literally a meaningful way. They were, you see results. Anyway, I love it.
They change their hamburgers into salads.
Yes, that's what they do, and they don't eat things like this fucking rice cream. This one guy, and it's weird too because they're Australian, so they're eating weird shit anyways, right? Because they're Australian. So,
Oh, it's underneath the cup.
all right. Okay, so we're here on the Altcast, and it's usually Radio Blackface, and it's in the house. So what happened this week?
Blackface.
Oh my God.
More blackface.
Are you talking about like the charcoal mask on the white girl from what I?
Gucci?
Is it Gucci?
Yeah, no, it was that sweater with the lips. Everyone has seen it. It was from Gucci now. Okay, so I don't think this is a conspiracy theory. So last year we had H&M do the coolest monkey in the jungle
Right,
shirt,
right.
which I still haven't shopped at H&M. And then there was the Prada thing last month about the little monkey keychain with the black face.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I thought I talked about that.
We did. I'm just saying.
So much black
You're
face.
bringing it back up. I'm seriously like, I'm perplexed. I don't even understand how we're letting blatant racism be in. Blatant racism is just in the mainstream media and in our fashion and
So okay, so basically Gucci came out with this $900 fucking ugly ass sweater. Everyone has seen it, and so basically it's a turtleneck sweater, and then when you put the turtleneck up, it has the black the red lips and the black. If you
like just like
the Sambo character,
right.
yeah. And so Gucci, yeah, this is Gucci, yeah. So now I'm thinking this is not a mistake anymore. This is
Italian, right?
Well, they're owned by a French company.
So were they French racist, or are they just like, well, Americans
Europeans
are racist?
no, Europeans are racist as fuck. Don't get it twisted. But the fact of the matter is just that I can.
I thought you were talking about the new. I thought you were talking about the new face. They did an ad campaign and it's a charcoal mask, and they had a little white girl wearing charcoal mask. It just looks like blackface.
Oh God!
But it's a charcoal mask. It like sucks all the impurities out of your skin or something. But the ad is of her face, her little white face with her brown ponytail in the back, and then she's doing blackface.
Oh man, yeah, that's dude.
I think that was accidental. I feel like the monkey in the jungle was accidental too. I think the coolest monkey in the jungle. I don't know if I don't know if they purposely
You
put
should
it on an
know
African
my.
American child.
Well, he wasn't African American. He was a black European.
He's black European.
Yeah.
But that's
And
so
stop
like,
calling everyone black African American.
Oh,
We gotta stop doing that.
That's true. That's true. Well,
But
black's okay then. We're left.
yeah, yeah, because you got black Europeans, you got black Americans, you got black Latinos. But the coolest monkey in the jungle, no, that wasn't an accident. The problem is when you have people that look like us that sit at the table, they can tell you, well, this is not a good idea.
Right.
So that's
they're
what I'm
setting
saying.
a stopgap. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That when they're sitting around the table and they're like, shall we do this? If there's anyone, a person of color, they would stand up and say, hey, probably not a great idea.
This is going to get backlash, and the same with
Right.
Prada, and now the same with Gucci. And
So where are the black people? Why are the black people not in the boardrooms? Is that the question?
that's the question. And then on top of that, Gucci's a larger conglomerate, so it went through. Yeah, that means hundreds of people go and look at this before they approve it. So you mean to tell me that there was not even some kind of person of color or just any black person that said, hey, this sweater's a bad idea?
It came up right away. I put in Gucci racist. It said Gucci racist sweater. Gucci racist. Who's the owner of Gucci racist?
And then another issue is that okay.
Oh my God.
Yes, and it's ugly here's something to take the racism out of it. It's an ugly design, point blank, period. If it didn't have the lips.
Wow.
But but the thing is it's racist. You know what they're trying to say, and by this point this is not by accident. There's been so many times that this has happened within the past 6 months that it's like, okay, you know what? They're doing this for publicity by this point, and then using us as a tool and as a laughing stock. And then see here, the other issue is the fact that a lot of artists, especially black artists, like hip hop artists, do wear Gucci. I mean, you have a rapper named Gucci Mane.
That's right.
And so now. So
was
now,
there a Prada racist sweater too? I put in.
no, the Prada was there was a whole keychain and purse.
The keychain purse. Here it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so the thing is, these artists.
What is happening in the world?
So here's what I'm thinking. Gucci's trying to make a statement. It's just like the Tommy Hilfiger thing from back in the '90s, which I remember. Tommy Hilfiger did not like a lot of the hip hop artists at the time wearing his stuff because it was aimed toward the preppier, white, rich demographic. But then a lot of hip hop artists like Snoop and what have you at the time were wearing Tommy Hilfiger. And so he came out.
Like it.
Yeah, he didn't like it. So there's a lot of black, but backlash. Ha ha. So it kind of reminds me of the same thing again. What Gucci's making their statement is like, we want our stuff to set a precedent to a different demographic rather than you Negroes. And so we're gonna do this. We're gonna come out with this sweater,
$900 sweater.
$900 sweater to insult you, test you guys to see if you're a coon or not. To wear.
What did Beyonce wear?
Well, Beyonce has actually. I totally missed this story. Beyonce, I think it's a couple years ago, wore a Sambo jacket. You can look that up too. Which I didn't know about. I'm like, shame on this bitch too. I mean, the thing is, it's just like, these caricatures are meant to offend black people as not taken seriously. Like our lives do not matter, hence Black Lives Matter. And then now, the thing is, in our culture, we do like a lot of luxury brands. I don't know why, but it's a status.
Status.
It's about status. Yeah.
It's status symbol.
It's a status.
My ex-husband was African American, and he was really big into status symbols. That's what I story about the Louis Vuitton backpack.
Yeah.
He hated my backpack because it wasn't classy enough and it didn't show that he had money.
Right.
And that's
what,
the thing.
yeah.
But it comes when you come from a place of not having, and now you have. Of course, you pick the symbols of the culture that you've been subjugated from and that changed. I mean,
right.
the 50s weren't that long ago. Like, racism is we didn't let black people vote. We wouldn't. They were.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
they were. We could own them like 200 years ago. So, fucking what?
and then last week we just had the blackface with the governor in Virginia, Northam, and then, well, actually we don't know if he was the blackface or the Klansman. And then in the same state you have the attorney general who had the blackface and he wanted to be like Curtis Blow. So I mean, I don't get what this minister show comeback is about. Yeah. And then speaking, going back to the Gucci thing, so rapper Ti came out with this thing about like boycotting Gucci, but here's the problem. He was just talking about boycotting them for 3 months. What the fuck is 3 months going to do, huh? That's not a
lesson.
Yeah, that's
I'm
not a
gonna
boycott.
Although, if the rappers or whoever, if the people in the media didn't wear Gucci for 3 months, it would have a great effect.
It would have a great
Because
effect on them.
the thing is, that's that's how they that's how they make it cooler. The only people that can afford to wear it are the people they give it to, which are the stars, and they take
Yeah.
a picture, and then us regular folk
We
work
can't
and
afford
hard
it. We can't afford
and
it
work
anyway.
and slave and get it on credit because that's somehow gonna help because I'm gonna be like that. It's like
Yeah.
you didn't pay for it in the first place. That's one of the weird things about people with money is people give them shit. Like if you're an influencer,
Yeah, it's. I
they
mean,
give you shit. You think
but I was listening to some of these rappers, like Ti again, mentioned like he spent like, I think he said almost like $1 million on Gucci stuff last year. I'm like, why are you spending that much money? Say, buy some more property. You know,
Yeah.
don't break the bank for some materialistic shit. I can be. You know what? I'm one of those people that I needed a Gucci wallet or some kind of symbolism of like status. And you know what? I grew out of that shit too. I did. And I'm kind of glad I lost my Gucci wallet now. But I got that shit for half price too. But it's.
yeah, that I know. I remember it. Gucci has the red and green stripe,
Yeah.
and that's like it's funny they brand. It's like Louis Vuitton is brown with the L and the V.
Yeah.
Why do we decide that these symbols have value? And how do we ascribe value to these symbols? It's so weird to me, like how we. This is like a larger philosophical idea about all people and what's wrong with us that we ascribe what we ascribe value to.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? It doesn't. What is it? It holds your money. It's a wallet. The what it is. It's a layer higher. It's not just it is what it is. It is what it is, and it's more because it somehow embodies this symbolism of something that we ascribe value to.
The thing is, like, what's embarrassing is the fact that my people, some of, we don't have no leaders. We don't have, I mean, we should lead by ourselves, but we're too busy leading off celebrity and status and what we don't have and clout and all that bullshit. But when we get made fun of and mocked, we're being mocked every single day. I mean, it's never went away, but the fact that people are doing it blatantly in your face, it's humiliating. And again, what is a 3 month boycott going to do? I mean, and here's another thing. Most people can't afford Gucci anyway. And if you do buy Gucci, it's going to hurt your wallet for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I mean, it's
unless you just have stupid money to throw.
Yeah.
But who does? Who?
There's so many. The thing is, like, I don't think there's a show called Trigger Warning, that's on Netflix with Killer Mike, and what the first episode is talking about buying black, and so here's something I did not know. In the black community, the dollar only circulates for 6 hours. I believe in the Jewish community, when they buy by their own, I think it lasts like either like 6 or 10 days. In the Asian community, it circulates about 20 days.
And I watched the same thing. For me, my money comes from the bar and then goes to the bar. So it's just a cyclical. It's like I work there, I make the food, then I get the money, then I get the tips, I buy more alcohol. It's just a circular thing.
So just imagine,
It all stays in San Francisco. It's not going anywhere else. I guess the fear, makes it five
but
from San Francisco.
but the problem is that our black dollar is not going to anyone in our community,
Right.
and this is
Where are the black-owned businesses?
this exactly, and then this correlates to the fact of like having more black designers, and especially in the 90s, I do recall, and I used to have my pair of cross colors, and that was a black owned, and it was so liberating at the time, like cross colors, love sees no color, blah blah blah. And then after that you had Carl Kanai, and then after that you had Fat Farm, and then after that, yeah, Fubu, and then yeah, you had all these designers, and then they suddenly went away. And then also too, at the time you had hip hop people that were wearing this shit too.
Right.
So it was, along with the Tommy Hilfiger, but now you don't see too many black celebrities, or I'm just gonna mainly talk about hip hop now, that wear black designers anymore. It's about the Louis Vuitton, it's about the Gucci. You're idolizing some white European culture that don't want anything to do with you. Obviously, Prada looks at you as a monkey. Gucci looks at you as a buffoon, and H&M, you're just the coolest monkey in the jungle. Ooh, and it's in your face.
Yeah,
It's in your face.
That's what's happening right now. Is that it's all coming to the forefront. Suddenly you're realizing. I think that people are thinking like, we thought that racism was over. Like we were like, we have a black president. Racism is over. Look, it's done. We did it.
I was not one of those people that thought that.
But there are a lot of white people. We were like, all right, everything's equal now. Everything's cool. And then now,
the wake up call.
We realize that no, it is, wow, racism is real and huge and pervasive and everywhere. This is I pulled up an image from, I just recently reread Laura Ingalls Wilder's Little Town on the Prairie, a great book. But I got to the end when the minstrel show comes to town. This is a picture that's in the book. There's 4 guys in blackface, and the crazy thing is, one of them is Pa. Like, Pa, they have this thing, they do this new thing where everybody moves on the weekend, they do this music thing. And this is from Laura Ingalls Wilder. Like, but they're white guys. They were all the guys from the town. Like, this was like,
that's the minister
this was like, it was like the big fun thing. Everybody went out. They were like, who are they? Like, what is Pa? I didn't see any with beards, but, and they, danced and sang, and he played the fiddle, and they're like, why the need to hunt down?
Because that's what white people do. I'm keeping it real. You guys, this is part of your culture of making fun of us. And the minstrel show was created by white people, and to basically characterize and make us inhumane.
Right.
And this is, and the thing is, it's just like, going back to like the governor in Virginia, people, I'm not accepting his apology. I don't think, they said the majority of African American people do forgive him and what have you. I don't forgive. I'm tired of being nice and forgiving for something that in 2019 that's inappropriate.
That's 2019, people.
And
fucking 2019.
And then
that's not false, but it's gonna be 2020.
And the fact he took these pictures. He took these pictures back in 1984. 1984 was not that long ago.
No, it certainly wasn't.
It wasn't that long ago. So even in 1984, when you're 25 years old, you should know not to dress up in a blackface or Klan's outfit. I don't, yeah.
Well, what about when Ted Danson was doing Whoopi?
That was back too. She still gets heat for that bullshit. I'll still give her heat for that. Fucking.
So the picture where I found it online was historical racism in children's sports. What do we do? And it's that same idea of like when you're reading one fin aloud in class. I say as a teacher, let's not do this. But then it's like, then maybe it's like,
don't hide it.
Why even teach them if it's Mark Twain book? But then it's like, well, shouldn't we? Because it does bring up
Read the book.
Read the book.
I think since Mark Twain was such a great writer, read the book. Talk about what Huck Finn and Uncle Tom's Cabin. Yeah, though Uncle Tom actually became a hero at the end of the book. A lot of people forget that part. But Huck Finn, yeah, it was a lot of niggers in that book.
They called his name was.
Yeah.
See, I can't even.
That's one time should be able to say that.
I'm quoting. I'm quoting authority.
That's the one time should be
I'm
able to
quoting. I have this thing. It's like, I think. I guess when people own the word in whatever way they own it, but I still have a problem with quoting rap songs, and I mean, I just
keep that problem. White people, keep that problem. Do not say the N word unless you're alone in a dark basement.
And if you're singing along to your favorite rap song.
In a dark basement, not in public.
But on the bus, the kids sing, and I've seen Filipino kids say it.
I think.
I'm like,
yeah. Here's the thing. You know, I was supportive for certain Latino people saying it, but now when that's the word that comes out of your vocabulary as every other word, I got an issue with it. You can use other words besides our word to talk about your compadre, you know. I hate the fact that I hate the fact that now people are taking advantage of the fact of like, okay, so my Latin brothers and sisters, you know, okay, who do come from that Latin countries, who do have black ancestry, we'll give you a little bit of that, but don't use it as every other word in your vocabulary. Like if you're making a description of something. And I'm gonna say the same to black people too. Like I used to hate using the word, and then I took the word back and I started using it. And then, but the thing is, that word is not everything. It's not in my vocabulary constantly. When I'm describing a person, that's not the word I always use to describe a person. Yeah, I may say it, but come on, it doesn't have. I don't have to have it on speed round. I don't have to have that word on speed round.
I put in Racist America. There's actually a book called Racist America.
Sounds about white.
I read stuff about white roots, current realities, and future reparations. The third edition of Joe R. Fagan's Racist America is significantly revised and updated with an eye toward racism issues arising regularly in our contemporary era. This edition incorporates more than 200 research studies and reports on U.S. racial issues that update and enhance the last issue's chapters, expand discussion and data on concepts such as the white racial frame and systematic racism from research studies by Fagan and colleagues. Hey, I'm like, so at least someone's studying it.
It's being studied. It's been studied.
I'm so aghast. And then maybe I'm just being naive. And maybe that's why I'm like, oh, why can't we all get along? Maybe it's my naivete. But it seems worse than ever. It seems, and I don't know if that's because I'm an adult now and I see it more clearly.
I think it's maybe because you come into contact with people of color more in contrast to, like, you know, your husband's a special case. Ex-husband, excuse me. Yeah, he's a very special case. But now that people have cameras, you see it. You see the barbecue Beckys. You see the brutality that we've been telling y'all for decades. It's on TV. You see the blackface. You see it's all the images of everything. Now you see it because for a long time people didn't believe us. You know, just like the Selma.
That's really frustrating.
Just like
look at this problem, and we're like, there's no problem.
I'll give you an example. The Selma March in 1965. It wasn't until the cameras were there and they saw what those police did
the hoses and the dogs.
Yes, and the brutality. It took that, because that shit has been going on for decades, and the burning and lynchings of our communities and people and the rapes. It took live TV in 1965 for certain people of a demographic to be like, oh my gosh, they were right. And so that is what got the 1965 Civil Rights Bill, which, by the way, that Civil Rights Bill is not just for Black Americans. That includes Latinos and Asians. That helped with a lot of immigration and women too. So don't get it twisted, white ladies. We helped you. You're welcome.
The Voting Rights Act of
1965.
the landmark piece of federal legislation in the United States that prohibits racial discrimination in voting. It was signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson during the height of the Civil Rights Movement on August 6, 1965, and Congress later amended the act 5 times to expand its protections. Yeah, it's so funny because it's over voting too, and nobody votes anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, remember when voting was important? How did they confuse us or teach us that voting isn't important? Like what? How did they do that?
Well, no, I think after the Voting Rights Act got repealed in 2013, that's why we have a lot of issues with voting and gerrymandering. That's an issue. I think the fact of the matter, speaking up today with presidential candidates, we don't have really any candidates, especially in the Black community, that want to talk about a Black agenda. You do have candidates that are talking about an LGBTQ agenda, which is fine. And then you have people talking about an immigration agenda, which is fine. But when it comes to Black people getting hurt in their agenda, or even the word reparations, it's swept under the rug. I'm just so tired of us being disrespected into a country that we built for free.
Right, yeah.
And we can't even get the word reparations out of someone's mouth or agenda. And I think the fact of the matter is, like, a lot of Black people are really tired of the pandering until we get something known as a Black agenda. And like I said, I worked for Barack Obama's campaign in '08. I voted for him twice. But also, too, we Black people have woken up from the fact, like, okay, we know we get it. He was a Black president. But he also didn't help the community as much as he should, which he should have done in his second term. I can understand why in his first term. But in the second term, I think he could have done a lot more for the Black agenda. The Attorney General, though, Eric Holder, did help decriminalize marijuana, I believe, and insert I'm paraphrasing. I have to look it up, but there needed to be more. And now that we have 45 in office, it's everything's just thrown out the window.
No, we're just imprisoning brown people.
And
the expansions on the ICE and all that crazy stuff.
And now you have
We're a country built of immigrants.
We're a country built of immigrants, but we are a country now that is we got 2 Black potential presidential candidates on the campaign trail who are pandering. I don't like none of them. Kamala Harris and Cory Booker. I rather give Elizabeth Warren my vote.
Wow.
And the reason why I'm going to say that, because at least she's talking about the middle class. You're not giving me anything. Yes, Elizabeth Warren's not giving me a Black agenda, but it's sad. They're trying to do the same okey doke.
This is very funny. Kamala Harris was accused of lying about listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's for some reason that's still.
It's because they're trying to say that she isn't really Black. When we look at a story like that, they're trying to say that she's trying to pander to the Black community by saying that I listen to hip hop or rap, trying to identify with them, and trying to say I'm not this politician. Hey, all politicians, doesn't matter what color you are, you're still crooked.
You're pandering. And then the fact what the story came out because I believe she graduated Howard or high school in 1986. Tupac's first album didn't drop until 1991, so she has been long out of school in 1991. See, that's pandering.
Well, speaking about her support for federally legalizing marijuana on
yes,
Monday, Senator Kamala Harris mentioned that she previously smoked weed. The California lawmaker was asked about her stance on marijuana during her appearance on the radio show The Breakfast Club. She was also asked about her taste in music. When you listen to DJ MBS, what does Kamala Harris listen to? Charlemagne the God.
I like that Cardi.
Charlemagne the God chimes in, his words overlapping with the initial question. What were you listening to when you was high? What was on? What song was it? Was it Snoop? Another host asked. Oh yeah, definitely Snoop. Paris is fun. Tupac for sure.
Oh man.
Twitter users quickly pointed out what appeared to be an inconsistency in Harris's story. The legislator had said that she was listening to Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. Harris graduated from Harvard University in 1986 according to the magazine declared for value Tupac collection now. It was released in 1991 and Snoop Dogg's first album, Doggy Style.
1994. I'm ready for you.
Yes, yes. The National Press Secretary for Harris's campaign told users that she was talking about music she listened to. Oh, so yeah, this is just totally out of context.
Yeah, it's out of context.
It's overlapping people. She was trying to answer the question, and she was like, what does she like? She likes Tupac and she likes Snoop Dogg. But they were like, you're lying because you said you listened to when you're high. You find that you do not interacting with that person. It was a radio show.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why this is not a controversy. Talk about her record of when she was anti-marijuana and the truancy of locking black mothers up, and when she was attorney general in the state. I mean, there's so. I don't like her, but especially I don't like Cory Booker now. So he was in Idaho, where there is no black people, pandering and tap dancing. Oh yeah, I got a shuck and jive for these folks. And he made up a couple. I'm paraphrasing again. So he was talking about the blackface thing, and he was making a statement like, "Well, some of my white friends who I knew were asking me about this blackface thing, and like they didn't understand it." Okay, stop you right there. What white person were you hanging out with that did not, and especially I think he's in his late 40s, who did not understand what blackface was? Okay, moving on to the what else he said, which is even more insulting. He stated, well, maybe people of color or black people should probably put themselves in white people's shoes of like trying to understand.
Wow.
All right, you're cut off. I can't. When you say we need to be put ourselves in white people's shoes so they can understand how they feel, fuck you. How about getting followed or getting
how about then white people?
harassed?
How about that happens to us once in a while? Like, what if the police aren't nice to me? The policemen have always been exceedingly nice to me.